This segment is sponsored by AVA Hearing Center. For some people, during the course of the pandemic, their hearing loss has become more evident, or at least more problematic. Dr. Karen Jacobs is an audiologist with the AVA Hearing Center, and she's talked to us about ways to improve communication during these times. But the truth is, for some of us, may be time for a discussion about hearing aids. And Dr. Jacobs is with us now. And tell us, Dr. Jacobs, what is it about the pandemic that has made it so much tougher for people who have experienced hearing loss?
Well, a lot of people have hearing loss, just mild hearing loss. And when you put a mask in front of the face, people lose their lip reading skills. Those masks also cut out a lot of the high-pitched sounds that give us clarity. Did somebody say pat or pass? Without the visual context, your brain has to make a guess. And so these little inconvenient miscommunications happen because of that. We're also having to stand further away from people. So again, those high-pitched sounds don't travel very far and get lost in background noise. And then finally, you can't read facial expressions. So it's really difficult sometimes to tell what somebody said by the appearance of their face, and we have to rely more on our verbal skills to get by. And sometimes there is just too much hearing loss for people. And as you said, they need to think about amplification hearing aids.
And yet for a lot of people, that's a difficult place to go, kind of mentally go there, right? That's something mom and dad did. I'm not ready for that. Why are they so resistant?
Well, I think a part of it, I have very few people who get really excited when I say you need a hearing aid, because we do think of mom and dad's big clunky hearing aid that made everything too loud. But today's technology is so different. These hearing aids on the market now are not your parents' hearing aids. Hearing aids today can connect to your cell phone, they can connect to your television, they can even detect falls or work as a Fitbit. So there's a lot of technology built into the hearing aid, and sometimes that seems a little overwhelming. People say, oh, I'm not technology savvy and I'm worried about that. The beauty is that in all of that technology becomes ease of wearing. The audiologist will set up all these automatic things so things just happen effortlessly, and that's the goal. So hearing aids should not be as scary as they used to be, and outcomes are way better than they used to be. So.
In fact, you've showed me some of I'll call it a unit, the new hearing aids. They're not those big old bulky things either. Despite all the additional technology, they go right down into the canal, so it's not like you're screaming, I'm hearing impaired.
Correct. A lot of them are very low profile, and we have had people talk about having difficulties keeping hearing aids in their ears with the mask. So even in the ear hearing aids that are very low profile, that still have a lot of technology behind them. They're not big and bulky. A lot of times I'll wear one and people don't even know I have one in my ear.
And yet, when you say the word technology, a lot of people get scared by that. Like, will I be able to use it? Is it going to be too much for me to figure out? I just want to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that is something that the audiologist is going to design. These hearing aids are very customizable and can be as complex or as simple as you want them. The thing that drives pricing up in hearing aids tends to be how much technology is present. And so most people don't need a top-of-the-line instrument. Mm-hmm. It handles more situations, but if your situations, especially in COVID, are less complex, there may be some less expensive options as well. But again, setting up technology so that it is seamless and easy to use, and then the audiologist is going to show you how to use those features and make sure you're comfortable with them.
One of the tips that you shared with me, which I thought was important, was be sure that whomever you're working with has access to all of the different models, shapes, and sizes, works with a lot of different manufacturers, so that they have access to choice so they can match to your needs.
That's very important, because one size does not fit all. And there's a lot on the market, and some features are not appropriate for all people. So work with somebody who has a broad product line so that you can get the features that you want without paying for features that you don't want.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe it is time to have your hearing checked. To book an appointment with AVA Hearing, visit their website. It is avahearing.com. You can find a link to that on our site at 13 on your side. Sure, good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.